were talking one-on-one. Those one-on-one conversations were really important for us because the senior SEO people from the industry were there and we were learning one-on-one from them for our use case specifically.
Hello everyone. So today we have Mayank Jain, who's the founder and CEO of Ezyschooling with us. He was there last year at Amaze 2025 with one of his teammates, and today is the day when we are talking to him and trying to understand how was his experience, what he learned from the Amaze conference, and everything. So Mayank, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Raviji.
Yeah, so Mayank, if you could just briefly tell us about yourself, which city you're from, and what is your company, what's your designation, what your company does, like in 1 or 2 minutes.
Sure. So I am the founder of Ezyschooling. We live in Delhi. So we are running a company which is helping parents to choose the right school for their kids. So we are an aggregator for school admissions in India. So you must have heard of companies like Shiksha, College Dunia, College Dekho. So what those companies are doing for colleges, we are doing exactly the same work for K-12 private unaided schools in India. We have around 4 lakh parents who are visiting our website every month, and around 1,500 schools are working with us. Overall, around 12,000 schools are listed on our platform. So this is the background of the organization. We are working from 5 years, and we are heavily reliant on SEO as a source for traffic of Ezyschooling.
That's good to know. And you just mentioned me before we started this podcast that there are few learnings that you got from Amaze 2025 and you are still implementing those learnings. Would you like to share like a couple of them or all of them?
Sure. So one of the major learning was we were doing programmatic SEO before, and we were like we created around 5-6 lakh pages for the same. But around 80 or 90% of the traffic was coming only on 2 lakh pages. Remaining 4 lakh pages were only contributing around 5 to 7% of the traffic of the website. So to ensure that our crawl budget by the Google doesn't get too much utilized by the remaining 4 lakh pages, what we did was we converted those 4 lakh pages into URLs which are not crawlable actually, and to make sure that the 2 lakh pages which are the major authority and major traffic driving pages for us, we focus on those pages rather than focusing on the pages which are not driving much traffic to our platform. That was the first thing. Second, as usually SEO people do, they do a lot of internal linking, and they do a lot of internal linking, a lot of URLs in the different pages. So we realized that it could be spammy for Google. So we reduced the number of internal linking into our website. We are overdoing things. So the major learning from Amaze podcast was not that how to improve SEO, but I think we were overdoing SEO. Sometimes doing something more than what it is required can also harm rather than doing it in a precise way. So doing it in a balanced way is something that you learn from experience, and that was a major learning from the whole. I think it was organized wonderfully well. The way we were welcomed and the organized, it was very well organized. Like we left in the morning through a train from Delhi, and in the night we were back, but the whole day was so packed and so educating for us. Second, the speakers or the people who were there from SEO were actually SEO people. So usually when you go to the event, usually people tend to be SEO people, but they don't have that kind of knowledge. But here the crowd and the people who were participating were actually very knowledgeable, or I think the people I got to interact were knowledgeable in this event. And third, I think anybody can learn from YouTube, but the major thing was the personalization when we were talking one-on-one. Those one-on-one conversations were really important for us because the senior SEO people from the industry were there, and we were learning one-on-one from them for our use case specifically. So I think that was the major benefit that we got from this summit. If you go on YouTube or if you go on Google, you can learn a lot of things, but how to implement those things in your use case becomes really critical. So learning from them, and still a lot of people from the industry that I met on that day are still connected to me. So that network that we created for SEO, so still if we are struggling somewhere or if we are facing any challenges, we can easily ping them and meet them and understand how we can solve them. So it's not about only a single day, but the relations that we have built for lifetime, at least to take help from each other.
Yeah, good to know that. And just one thing out of this, because you just mentioned that you came in the morning by train, you got back the same day. This won't be possible this year because Amaze is 2.5 days this year. So, what is that one thing that you really wish we could have done better, or if we could implement that one thing this year in Amaze 2026?
I think all was wonderful. The only one thing that I realized, if it could have been done better for, is like we are a company, we are not an agency. So I think Amaze is majorly targeting people who are into agencies, business SEO agencies, or ads agencies. We are a business, so if you could add one or two speaker workshops for the businesses if they are parties. So, for example, we are a business who rely on SEO. So, if you could get one or two learnings on the audit part was really wonderful. The audits that happened in the conference was really wonderful. Even if you're not getting our website to get audited, the other website that were getting audited were making us learn a lot of things. So I think if you could increase that thing without people getting bored. Second is if we could add one or two workshops apart from learnings from agencies, like how a business on themselves can help and grow their SEO. So on that perspective, we could do one or two things. Then I think it could cater a wider audience as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's one thing which we are doing because on 11th of December, the whole day is for workshops. So we're going to have two tracks of workshops, and those workshops are actually focused on multiple areas of businesses, not just for agencies, but also for actual businesses and brands, how they can leverage SEO and AI to grow their business. If you have to give like one liner to Amaze 2025, what will be that one line, a review or a testimonial type of a one line?
I think one of the best events that I have attended so far in terms of learning and in terms of knowing networking, because when I attended Amaze, it was actually an useful event for me. And initially, when I was investing that amount of money for an event, I was very like spectacle of the fact ki kaisa hoga. But I did that, and it was, I think, an ROI for us in that perspective. So I have no regrets, and I think it was a wonderful event.
Yeah, definitely, Mank. It happened with a lot of people because we were doing the event for the first time. And if you have anything else you want to share about Amaze, if you want to tell anything to the audience, that's your chance now.
So I think whosoever is reliant on SEO or AI visibility. So I think you should definitely go to Amaze event. You will learn a lot. It's not only about learning from YouTube or following people online on LinkedIn. It's about meeting the top SEO experts from the industry. So I would definitely recommend Amaze event for anyone who wants to be reliant on SEO as a traffic.
No, that's wonderful, and thank you, Mayank. Thank you for coming on the podcast, and for all the people who are listening to this podcast. And if you run a brand or a company that is using SEO, or you plan to use SEO, or if you have never not even thought about using SEO, but you are doing any other type of marketing, I think Amaze is the conference where you should definitely come and see how people are building their businesses using SEO and AI visibility. And that's not too far also. It's happening in December. It's on 10th to 12th December, happening at Hyatt Regency, Chandigarh. So see you all there, and I'll be there, and say me a hi if you see me there. Bye bye, everybody.